Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, people of all ages, Ground Chuck proudly brings to you its 2020 American League Jackie Robinson Rookie of the Year, Kyle Lewis. Congratulations, Kyle. So very glad that you won that award. Being a Seattle Mariner fan, there's not been a whole lot to root for as far as success and winning seasons. But you know what? We've had 4 Rookies of the Year. So I can't really complain about that. And can you believe Ken Griffey Jr. did not win Rookie of the Year? Kyle Lewis won it. Ichiro Suzuki won it. Kazuhiro Sasaki won it. And Alvin Davis, Mr. Mariner, won it. So that's not what this video is about, but I had to give my man a shout out because he's one of my growing PCs, but I'm going to slide that back. That is one of my favorite autographed Kyle Lewis cards. I got that one rather cheap a long time ago, but I'm going to straighten this up a little bit. This is going to be a kind of an informational video, how-to video, how I collect, ideas, different things like that for the community and maybe for your collection. I always grab things from other people's collections and that sounds bad. Grab ideas from other people's collections and how they collect and what they collect and kind of different things like that. And I kind of just always keep that in my memory bank. And then you never know. Maybe you steal an idea from something or someone, and it kind of evolves into your collection. So when I say how I collect, I'm going to show you just things that I have in my collection. I'm not going to really show any cards. That's pretty much going to be the only card I probably show this whole video. But just things that I have on hand, on stock, that I will say is imperative to have a good collection and be a collection that you can be proud of. So one hint that I'm going to give you, one word of advice. We spend so much money, or we invest, if you will, our funds, our hard-earned money into something that we collect or like. And we want to keep that nice and pristine, if you will, or we want to take care of it. So a word of advice, and this is something I started a long time ago. I had it instilled by my dad back in the 80s. If you go to a card store and you're buying cards, never leave there without supplies. Never leave there without supplies. Always take some of your money and buy something. You never know what it's going to be or what you're going to need. But it's always good to leave there with supplies because then you always have something on hand. And I'm glad I did that this year especially, and I've always had that rule. I don't go to an LCS or a show or anything like that without bringing home some supplies of some sort. Maybe a pack of top loaders, maybe a pack of soft sleeves. I don't do it that way anymore because I buy them by the case and I always have them on hand. Not so much anymore. Gosh, I'm so very thankful that I stocked up before COVID hit. And actually, I think my last order of soft sleeves was right after COVID hit. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to buy some of these. And then the stuff, you know how it is. I mean, supplies are in high regard and in supply and demand right now. So I'm glad that I kind of collect like that. I'm going to move the camera really quick. I'm just going to show you kind of my supply area. I've got everything. I got vintage sleeves, vintage top loaders, all kinds of different mags, one touches over there, card dividers, card savers, tobacco inserts, all the different sizes and everything. And like I said, those are soft sleeves. This is just a portion of my stuff. This is just right in hand by my desk so I can grab and go. You know, hey, I need something that way. Card savers, card saver 2s. These are very helpful. You can print these off on the internet. You know, it tells you the gauge thickness. I got a couple of those things laying around. But soft sleeves. And so just so you know, that's how I collect. I always make sure that I have stuff on hand so I'm never ever in a bind for materials or supplies. And anything I purchase, I can encounter I can make sure that I'm storing the right way. So those are just some words of advice and wisdom. So just recently this weekend, pretty decent deal right now too, by the way, that people are gouging the crap out of these. But didn't have card savers. I like card savers, but I'm all right with the Ultra Pros. And you know, these are supply and demand. So I walked away because they were a good price at the time, right now. And shout out to DJ Sports Cards in Renton, Washington. He's awesome. But anyway, I always pick up supplies. So I'm never going to leave there empty. I might only go there for supplies. So just always keep that in mind and make sure that you guys do the right thing. Because we do always put a lot of money into our collection, and to store it the right way, it's going to pay off in the long run. I'm going to show something else. This is just, looks kind of crazy. These are just odd sized top loaders and stuff. I got 5x7 top loaders. I got the Card Saver 4s. I got different 3x5 top loaders, packs of them. 4x6s, a 6x9. Just things that you want to have on hand in case. And I'm an oddball guy, an oddball collector too. So I always have the oversized cards and stuff. So I've always made sure that I have things on hand. Stands, get some. They're cheap. You can find those anywhere. Get some. So when you're showing a video, you have something to put your cards up with. You have a nice little display in the background. I'm pretty long-winded, and I'm not trying to be, but I'm just trying to help people out and give people ideas. This is the way I collect. There's no certain way to collect. But if I can give you a piece of advice like I just did, bring home supplies. Anytime you go to the LCS or a show. Okay. Periodicals. I have a subscription to Beckett Vintage Collector. I don't do Beckett. I've done Beckett subscriptions before and stuff, but in the past, but I don't do those anymore. But I do the Beckett Vintage Collector because I love looking at the old. They've got great articles. I think it comes out, what is it, every 2 months or every 3 months? I forget. But yeah, I have that subscription. I will never let that one expire, but it's just something fun to read and sit in your chair and do that. And here's a little something else that you might be needing when you're getting to be my age. Yep, I'm to the point where I need readers. I can see from a distance, but you know what? These were dollar store, by the way. I grabbed about 3 pairs, but I cannot see up close. So if I'm reading that Beckett or that Vintage Collector or whatever it is, I need those readers. Periodical, here's this book. I know Mike Baseball Collector on Bench Clear, he referenced me to this a long time ago. I got it on Amazon. It's a great book. There's another edition, just has it updated. This is a great reference guide for one of my PCs, which is Hall of Fame autographs, and you know that by watching my videos if you do. Gonna show some other things real quick. I'm gonna move the camera. Just pins, Sharpies, box cutter, I'll get into that. X-Acto knives, scissors. Always have those things on hand. You're gonna want those, especially if you're fortunate enough to have a room like me with this desk, and then you don't have to run out and grab stuff out of the junk drawer that everybody has in their house. But just so you have it, little whiskey, maybe that is actually Fireball, and always some candy, because I gave up snoozing a long time ago, chewing, but always have to have little nips of this here and now. That's why it's in the Jersey Devils. That flask is strictly for Fireball. So, and these are like crack for me. These are old-fashioned root beers, and there's some Jolly Ranchers in their stuff. But stuff like that, just so it makes your collecting fun. I mean, you just do things in your hobby room or whatever, your man cave, whatever you want to call it. Gonna move now towards different things. This is an awesome light. Let's see if this works on video. So here's my Kyle Lewis. This is a magnifier, so it is incredible. It has a light on it. Got it on. This isn't really working the way I want it to show, but I mean it does magnify, and it's really good to use to look at vintage cards and stuff. I think I got that for $12 on Amazon. Great piece to pick up for your collection. This may look like a little junk thing, but these microfiber cloth, you know, cleaning your chromes. Just rub them down gently, you know, keep it clean. This is same type of thing. Here was the first loop thing that I got, magnifier. I still use it once in a while, like if I'm just real quick and don't need to really look at that. And then, you know, just some junk, but that stuff's all at the desk. This is a trick I'm going to tell you guys about. Like I said, I'm going to try to do some informational stuff. This is a little trick. This is a nylon. And with vintage cards, and you got to be gentle when you do this, guys. We've all had the old vintage wax pack, wax stain on the front of a card, and it's a good card. And you know what? You take this, you wrap it around your finger, just like that, and you just gently go circular motions. Do not press hard. You don't want to scratch the surface, but eventually that wax comes off of like vintage tops and Fleer and Donruss, things that actually had wax packs. So that's just a little piece of advice. If you're nervous about doing it on a valuable card, if you have one with a wax stain, try it out on an old crappy card. That there was plenty of the stuff in the 70s and 80s that had come out of the pack and they have wax all over the front. So be gentle, but it works. I promise you it works. So other things that I have always on hand, I do a lot of trading, do a lot of care packages, do a lot of selling if I can, eBay, you know, Facebook pages, different things. I do TTMing, but always have the right supplies. Guys, we know what this is, blue tape. That's the right supply. Packing tape does not go on top loaders. Packing tape goes on your envelopes. Always have that stuff on hand though. So hopefully people learn and they see these things and they use that information. Cardboard. I don't hoard stuff, but I make sure I always have stuff on hand. These are cut so then you know what? They protect the card. Once you put it in a team bag or whatever, wrap it and then blue tape it and then put it in a bubble wrap, and then you know how you've received it. Here's my boy Ray. I collect Ichiro. That's how my awesome Kyle Lewis autograph came a couple weeks ago. So it's just I saved this. I use this. So thank you again, Ray, for that. Always have the right size bubble mailers. You can get these things cheap at dollar stores and packages of them in Walmart or whatever, at Staples, whatever you want to do. But always make sure you have the right tool to do the right job. And, you know, if anything, you want to make sure that those items that if you're shipping something, because you don't want to get something crap in the mail. You don't want to get something that's damaged, dinged, or you know, ruined. So make sure that you do the same and protect everything and send it out the right way. I talked about TTM, and I'm going to show you another trick about TTM. And I have address stamp and a do not bend stamp. Got this on Amazon, I think, for like $8. My wife ended up getting that, but I stole it. So those things, because this is what a TTM looks like when it comes back to me. And this was actually, I should just show the card, but I don't have it with me. It's already getting processed somewhere. So this is what a TTM looks like when it returns to me. Okay, it's got my address, handwritten. It's got that stamp. It's the same address, but guess what? It's just double protection. Handled with care. This is actually pretty rigid, you can see, because if you've watched my TTM tutorial video before, I always, this is a, you know, I don't know, cardstock paper that I've cut to always put in there, and I reuse them. And next time I send out a TTM, that's how it comes. That's going to go like that, and it really protects the card. So it's awesome. I know a lot of people do that with 3x5 cards. This is a piece of plastic that I cut, the same size. So I mean, just use your resources that you have. Now you're going to say, what is this? Well, this is the next trick that I'm going to show you or talk to you about. This is baby powder, and that is a ton of baby powder. I will never use this much baby powder ever in my life. But TTMing, okay. When you send a card that does not hold a Sharpie signature very well, because it's a glossy card, maybe from the 90s. I'm not talking about chrome stuff or anything like that, but it's got more of a glossy stock. Take a little pinch, sprinkle it on the card, get some tissue, and same thing like with the nylon, but you're using tissue paper, either a tissue, a Kleenex, or some toilet paper. You're just rubbing the whole surface of the card, a little circular motion, and you might have to go another pinch out there just a little bit, and then just rub it on. It doesn't take the gloss off the card. It really, really works so that Sharpie will stick to it. I've never had a problem to a card that I have put some baby powder on, so that card will hold that signature, that ink, that Sharpie. And then when you're done, you make sure you wipe it all off. Card smells great too, baby powder. And then just make sure that you clean the card a little bit, wipe it all the way down. You don't want to have anybody suspicious thinking that it might be anthrax or something coming in the mail that you're TTMing. Don't want to scare the crap out of them so they stop signing. But that is something that I would suggest that you do if you're an active TTMer and you want a glossy card, something that has a little bit of gloss on it, just a pinch. I got a thing of baby powder and I put it in a container. It's in my room when I do TTMs and I have a glossy card. Boom, little pinch, wipe her down. We're good to go. It's in the envelope and out the door and comes back, hopefully with a nice signature on there. So I think I've pretty much hit a lot of things. Let me know what you think. Let me know what if you like any of my ideas or suggestions or anything. If you have any ideas, I'd love to hear them. I love to watch stuff and see how people collect and different things that they do. This is not the 100% gospel way to do anything. I'm just trying to show you how I do things. I have different methods on how I put my sets together and how I store them. That'll be in a different video, but I just want to start sharing some of my knowledge. I know Eric with Those Back Pages, he always says that, share your knowledge, and that's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be an asset to this community, and I hope that I am, because I really have enjoyed my time here, and I've really enjoyed the people that I've met. I enjoy watching videos. I comment on when I can. If I'm not laying in bed, it's hard to comment when you're laying in bed watching videos, but if I'm at a computer or on my iPad in my recliner or whatever, I am commenting. So thanks again. Ground Chuck is out under 18 minutes. Sorry if it's a long video, but if you stayed with me, I hope you learned something. Thanks a lot. Peace, YouTube.